Hi YouTubers, yes, I am doing a Wonder Mill grinder video, but it's not for the reasons you think. See, lately I've been getting a lot of questions about debt-free living and how we got to this point and how we sustain our lifestyle financially. So what does the Wonder Mill grinder have to do with all that? Okay, this is the reason. Many moons ago we bought the Wonder Mill grinder because, have you looked at the prices at the grocery store lately? Everything is going up and it's going to continue to go up. So we just decided you take one thing like flour. Flour has a very short shelf life. They take the germ out of it, so it is not as nutritional as fresh ground flour, and it costs money. Why would I want to buy bleached commercialized flour with no nutritional value and only has maybe a month or less on the shelf to store? Do I want that on my homestead? So what can I do to alleviate that issue? And the other thing is, if you're gluten-free, have you priced, you probably have because you're buying it, the little bags of gluten-free flour? It's ridiculous. $6 to $8 for this stuff. And you know, they don't tell you how easy it is to grind yourself. Shh, that's like the secret. But the secret's already out of the bag because a lot of people are buying the Wonder Mill grinder and they are breaking free from the grocery store and doing it themselves. So today, that's what I really wanted to point out, number one, was how to break free from your dependence on the grocery store and how important that is. Because it's going to help give you more money in the bank, because food is something you depend on and you have to pay money for. I mean, you have to pay money for food, so it's a big part of your bills. So how do you get away from it? Buy yourself something like a Wonder Mill grinder. Plug it in and start grinding. Number two, the other thing I want to point out also before we move on over to the grinder is, you see my pantry, I buy things in bulk. When you buy things in bulk, it's great because you can really utilize that Wonder Mill grinder and save so much money. So come on over here with me to my little table and I'm going to demonstrate some things and give you a little bit more information. When we first got our Wonder Mill grinder, there it is, I'm sure you've seen it before, big deal, I want to move on. We knew it grinded the wheat berries, and I'm not going to get into the wheat berries, people. You can watch other YouTube videos for all that. Just know there's soft white and there's hard red white, and generally the soft white and the hard white are just really the good all-purpose wheat berries. That's what I would stick with if you're going to grind a wheat berry. But the great thing about buying those wheat berries is they had a long shelf life, and we could take a scoop of say the soft white and just throw it in our grinder here and grind it up fresh. So that was good, but the shelf life was really important. We could buy 100 pounds of wheat berries and store it in our pantry for a long time. We could put them in 5-gallon buckets with oxygen absorbers and store them for years. Okay, so that was the beauty of buying wheat berries and having the grinder on hand. But then as we progressed and we started learning more about specialty breads, and then we started hearing about this gluten-free stuff, and then we had met people who were gluten-free. We figured out, jeepers, it's not just the wheat berries that we can grind. We've got all this other stuff in our pantry that we can grind and save money on. You know, I was actually buying specialty flours way back when, and I didn't know that you could take black beans and grind them whole like this and make a wonderful black bean flour. You could take white rice and grind it. You could take any rice, from brown rice to, I mean, you name it. You could take corn and grind it. Millet, I've got millet on hand. You can grind all of that. And the beauty of grinding all that stuff like oats and rice and beans, it's all gluten-free. So look at how much money, and you can buy all of this stuff in bulk and store it forever. Isn't that great? So that's something to really consider if you're thinking about buying a Wonder Mill grinder. So that's the first and foremost thing. Okay, number 2, the operation of this grinder. So easy. Plug it into the wall. And it's got a little dial on here for pastry and bread and coarse. So it grinds up just about anything as fine or as coarse as you want. You just change the dial. But I'm going to turn it on, and I'm just going to quickly show you how fast this thing grinds. Okay, and there we go. White, beautiful, gluten-free rice flour. That was just so simple. Okay, so moving on. The other bit of advice that I want to do is, I've seen some YouTube videos where people are grinding all day, and they're filling up their containers or bags or Ziploc bags or whatever, and they're storing all this beautiful flour. Okay, remember the wheat berries, number 1, still has the germ. And a germ it has oil, and oil goes rancid. So if you store any of that wheat flour that you just ground, you know, in one of these containers or in one of these containers and put it on the shelf, it's going to go rancid really fast. Has a very short shelf life. Okay, baby is the main use for this is to grind things fresh, and a week or 2 tops storage. So don't buy this thing and then buy a whole bunch of Ziploc bags or Ziploc containers and go on a grinding spree and then fill up your freezer, because you're going to be disappointed unless. All right, and since that was like tip number 3, I think I'm on tip number 4. For all you gluten-free people, this is a wonder meal, but it's wonderful. You see, and I just made the rice flour. I don't, you know, if you're going gluten-free, really invest in one of these, because you can make your own gluten-free flour, and it is so easy. You can make your rice flours, you can make your bean flours, you can grind oats in here, you know, millet. I grind millet in here, quinoa, I think that's what it's called, corn, peas, lentils, whole 9 yards. Okay, the whole 9 yards. So for the price of this, start adding up those specialty flours, and I'll guarantee after a couple months you're going to have this baby paid for, and it's going to be fresh gluten-free flour. Now there's a whole recipe if you want to make the gluten-free flour for baking. You use potato starch or tapioca. I think there's tapioca in it, and some other xanthium. It's really hard to. It's like a xanthium gum. I can't even pronounce it, but it's some type of gum. And there's recipes online for that. You can find all these items in the store, so you're not out anything. Very easy to mix if you want to do like a basic white flour, basic wheat flour. Okay, and one last tip. I'm in my pantry, and I've got my 5-gallon buckets here, and I've got other, you can see I've got lots of stuff, but I'm concentrating on this corner. Whole wheat, your wheat berries, red and white and soft, and all your black beans and whatever you're going to grind. Don't go to any survival site and buy this stuff. They hype it up saying, all this stuff needs to be sealed with oxygen absorbers, and they charge a lot of money. Even when you get the stuff on sale, they don't tell you that you can go down to Walmart and buy a very large, I think a 25-pound bag of wheat berries for pennies on the dollars. Red, white, soft, whatever. We bought our first a couple bags of wheat berries from Walmart. I didn't even know they carried it, and I think it was like $12. It was so cheap. So just some advice, because part of my video, the main goal here is to save you guys money on your food bill. And if you buy a Wonder Mill and then you go to these survival sites and you're buying the wheat berries from them, you defeated the purpose of buying the Wonder Mill and trying to save money. So don't fall prey to that. All right, okay? Guys, I really hope that helped and got you thinking about buying a Wonder Mill grinder for your home. And home, regardless if you're off-grid or on-grid, just your home if you want to save some money on that grocery bill. The other thing I want to point out too is think about getting a hand grinder. We have a junior mill, and I didn't bring it out today to demonstrate. I've got a video already from years ago when we first bought it, and we did a review on it. I think it was probably about 6 years ago. So we were already thinking ahead of before we even moved off grid, and we thought the Wonder Mill hand grinder was going to be a really good tool to have regardless, because we didn't need any electricity. It could work in emergency situations, and it does a really good job at grinding not just the hard wheats and the soft wheats, but sunflower seeds and oily stuff too. So consider adding that to your homestead also. But good appliances to own if you want to save any type of money on your grocery bills, and free yourself from the grocery store. All right, thanks for watching, and God bless you guys, and until my next video, thanks for the comments and the thumbs up. We really look forward to all of it.